I'm gonna hit the record. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our second season of Graybeards. My name is Wayne, and to my left over here is good friend Bug.
What's going on, Great Beard followers?
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good
Well, I
morning.
wanted to put a picture. This is the best one I had on my phone at the time of the meeting of the truck that you guys saw Bug in last episode. The
Yeah,
It's not a great picture, but you can see it back there. That is the truck. Let me move out of the way. That is the
yeah.
truck
It's my
that he
baby.
loves that thing. He loves
I
it.
do, man.
He
Simply because it's
loves
been
it.
in my
I
head.
don't know. That's a strong word, love. Um,
It is, man. Like, I have a strong affection towards that vehicle because it's been in my
well,
life like a pet.
I suffer from the same thing, but God tells me I'm not supposed to. It's just a thing, right?
Yeah, but you don't put it above humans. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I'm not gonna.
No, I'm not
Probably.
saying you should, but don't, it's just a thing, right?
Hmm. It's a thing that I like.
Well, it is something you like, yes. But the thing, I got hooked on this Joshua Wright lately. And God, he makes me look and feel like I'm the worst person sometimes. The stuff he tells
How
me.
so?
Well, the way you um praying to God and all that. I'm not going to get religious on here because I know some people are not. But how we're supposed to be, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be like I am. I'm supposed to be, I don't know what, when you interpret what the Bible says, right? You're supposed to be walking around just giving everything away and helping
Mm.
everybody that you see. I'm just saying this way is perceived in the Bibles that you're not supposed to, there's no cussing, there's no, they want you to be this type of person, and we know that we're not. At least that's the way I'm interpreting it. I know I see you
Okay, I got you.
snickering. I see you snickering over there going, what? No, doesn't say that.
Cuss? I mean, I don't cuss, but
You
I,
do
I
not
rarely,
cuss.
I rarely cuss. Just go
Yeah.
there. I rarely.
I'm just saying, and there's so much in the Bible that just, I'm like,
Yeah.
I fall down every day, every second.
Hmm.
Um, every second I can't go, I don't say, splinter or something in my finger. Dang it, my pointing finger.
That's not
No,
good.
no. Um, But anyways, I think I've shared a couple of his videos. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch them.
I haven't had a chance, but I did see them, meaning I saw that you had posted them. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I was like, okay, this the guy. From what I did see, though, it seemed like it's something I'm gonna really enjoy
Yeah, I
watching.
I do enjoy it till I'm Wayne. You suck at being a human.
He's doing my thing, man.
Yeah.
That's copyrighted. You can't use that. You see this right here, folks? This is Wayne. It's crazy, but it's Wayne.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Sharp.
Yeah.
Hey, the voice of reasoning, right? It comes to me, and you notice it's
Uh,
up here. That's where his mouth is at. That's about how much taller he is than me. He's up here.
yeah, I'm
I
a
gotta
little
put
bit.
a mustache on it or something.
He gets his little mustache fingers. Like I
Put
don't know.
some little mustache on it.
I can't get in my
Funny
mouth.
that.
You know.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
is. How about
Yeah.
this? This is a mustache. If y'all can see.
I can't really see it coming in and out. There's being,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
I was
but
like,
yeah, man.
well, we were talking earlier about you have this helping people in need, right?
Hmm.
These what we perceive to be in need. Someone you were telling me a story about uh, someone that you run into that was near where you were working on your side gig and took advantage. You feel he was taking advantage of
Well, yeah, that's
your
well
nature.
put. I feel like that. I feel like okay. This guy, he's a quadriplegic. He can only move his left hand a little bit, enough to steer that wheelchair that he's in, right? So he watches me do the yard, and he's probably like, "Dang, that joker can move. I can't." So I know his story. I know how he became paralyzed. He's the same age as me. It was a diving accident. He dove. Well, I'm gonna say diving like scuba diving, but he told me he dove into this water, this lake or whatever, and he hit his head on a rock and broke his neck and paralyzed.
Well,
And this
yeah.
happened when he was 18. Now he's 60. So man, that's a long time. So anyway, he's been dealing with it. He's some kind of way managed success. He got a business. He owns stuff. Blah blah blah. But anyway, he being repetitive. But anyway, gotta watch that.
You just said it again, but anyway.
Gotta watch my repetitiveness. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
guy,
we were, that's a whole
I
nother
know y'all,
story.
these suckers, man, was counting how many times I say stuff. But so he made his way over. He always makes his way over to have some discussion, and I feel compelled to speak with him. I seem like I understand the situation. I understand that everybody shuns him because of his condition. He don't have a lot of company, so I'm compelled to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Just out of compassion. So I do. He always gets me to light a cigarette and all that, and we have a brief conversation. It ranges from God to whatever, and then he's gone. He goes back, rides back
Hmm.
across the street to his house. But this yesterday was particularly it was weird. He come over, get his traditional, light my cigarette, lit the cigarette, and then we had a brief conversation. I told him I had another yard to do. So he's like, "Hey, I'm going to ride around my house in my wheelchair, of course, because this guy did my yard. I want to make sure that it was done correctly." So I was like, "All right, if you can wheel around the house before I finish edging, if you're not back by the time I finish edging this yard, I'll come over and check you out, see what's wrong." So he wheels around the house and gets back by the time I finish edging. I'm like, "Okay, I'm fixing to go." So he was like, he took off again. He rolled out. He rolled back around the house again. I was like, at this point, you're detaining me. So he come back. He rides up the ramp, like the Lone Ranger, throws that hand up. I said, gave him the thumbs up, and I was getting ready to roll out. Then he yelled, "Hey, I'm having trouble getting in the house. Could you help me get in the house?" Now, I've seen him get in the house at least 52 times. But yesterday, he was having problems with it. Now, at this point, now I'm a naturally suspicious individual. I'm like, is this some kind of setup? You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm compelled because of his condition that I need to render aid to this individual. And I think he's taking advantage of me. You know what I'm saying? So I take my shirt and I open the door because I don't want to leave any fingerprints, right? I'm
Right,
like,
right.
this dude might be setting me up for something. I don't know what he's doing. So we get in the house and he starts another conversation. I hint that I got to leave. He hints that he needs somebody to do his yard. He's not satisfied. It looked like it was done well to me. And so I avoided that issue. He asked me who used to work with me. I gave up that guy. So guy that used to work with me, there's gonna be a guy calling you, to do his job. But anyway, so he says, "Hey man, can you give me a sip of water before you leave?" And he had a chalice on this table with a straw hanging out of it. So I had to put my hands on it. So now I'm part of whatever crime scene that this guy's trying to set up. So I'm trying to get the word out to the world that, hey man, this is what happened to me. So oh my God, he gulps this water. It took him about a minute. And so I was like, "Okay, bud, I got to go, man. I got to do this guy's yard. It's getting dark." I didn't make it, by the way. No. I had to call the guy, apologize, and said, "Look, man, I'm staying by your ex-neighbor." He laughed it off. We laughed it off. And he was like, I says, "Man, I'll get to you." But anyway, I shared the story with Wayne. He shared the story with me. Then what do? You want to show human compassion to a person that you know is lonely, that you know is has these physical ailments, who needs interaction with other humans, but you got a busy schedule. So reaching out to you graybeard watchers. Our show is going to be kind of like that, dealing with those type of situations. What do you do? How do you handle it? Now, I told my wife about it, and I told her, I was like, baby, that guy's getting the Mossberg. The next time I see him, I don't want to do it, but I got to tell him, like, look, man, I feel you taking advantage. And I've noticed that every time I come over here, when you riding down that ramp, you got a slight smirk on your face, like
Hmm.
you gotta
He's
hit me
happy
more.
to, yeah, that smirk of, I'm happy to see you. I
Now, if
got,
it's that, I'm good. Or he got that. I'm looking at a negative. I'm not usually a negative person,
yeah,
but
you are.
yeah, but
He's
I'm
like, oh,
being negative.
my
My God,
buddy,
my buddy
Bug has showed up, man. I'm going,
is here.
I gotta go talk
Yay.
to Bug here.
I gotta go talk to Bug, man.
But
Now, if it's
and
that,
that's,
I'm gonna smack myself for that,
mhm.
because I've passed some judgment on this guy. His motive. His motive is hard to tell, because I know he's wrestling with, hey, I want to interact with somebody. And everybody shuns me like plague. The only way I can get somebody over here, I gotta trap them, you know?
Mhm.
Because, nobody's gonna answer my phone call because they know it's me. It's him. I'm not answering that. Busy. And he has the capability of dialing the phone some kind of way or speaking to his phone. He got capabilities I don't even have. I don't know how to do that. I got a Samsung. So he has a highfalutin phone that he can just
Yeah.
talk to and say, call sharp. You know what I'm saying? I'm in his phone,
Mhm. And my,
but he got this thing set up. So
well,
what do you do, Graybeard?
it's almost like, okay, the, the WWJD, right?
What would Jesus do?
What would Jesus do? And when
You would heal that cat and be done with it.
he would, not necessarily, he didn't heal everybody. So
That's right. He did.
the thing is like, all right, you got to go do this yard. And you said probably not so much anymore. The guy clearly likes your company, which you're a nice, likable guy. Most people enjoy Bug's company. There's very few people that don't like talking to Bug because you can't walk. If you've ever walked around with this guy, it's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? So he's very likable, very politician-like, if you want, celebrity status with most. Um, because he's not he gives us always non-judgmental, openly non-judgmental. He's always happy to see people. I would say you'd almost need to, all right, I gotta at least give this guy 15 minutes of my time every time I'm around there. And it would probably make a difference in his life. Who knows?
It's
He
not
might
nearly
write.
enough time, but I get
Oh,
it.
I know. I'm just saying, hey, I got 15 minutes, man. Even if you just stopped in and say, hey, I had a few minutes. I wanted to stop in and say hi and see how you were doing. That's the WWJD that I would think that and you make it perfectly clear to the guy that, look, I know you know I enjoy coming to see you, but I have limited time, man. If I'm on a schedule, I have my stuff I got to do too. Is I'm on a schedule. I got 15 minutes, man. Sit here and BS with you. Whatever. Get you a drink of water. I don't know, maybe change your socks, whatever, right? Whatever comes to mind. I'm not touching your diaper. I'm not going to change you, whatever. I'm not
Not
removing your
qualified.
colostomy bag, and I'm not, your catheter is what it is when I got here. It is what it is when I leave. You know what I mean? I have a limit, right? I can't hear you.
I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor. Yeah. Um, Now life and death things are different, obviously, but yeah, I know. I didn't really have anything similar. I do have something similar that that I told you a little bit about my time where someone that my wife knew from where she worked who was in a similar, you know, physical state that you speak of. But I think his was more of like cerebral palsy, right? So his hands didn't work right, and he couldn't articulate very well what he wanted, speaking wise. But he had me go out to this. there was something that happened in his family. My wife was like, he gave her the sob story. Do you think Wayne could help me get some of my property?
Volunteered Wayne.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, volunteered me. And I had to take this guy, and luckily I only, usually he got around in like a motorized wheelchair, with all the fancy stuff and.
Yeah, this guy got
But
that.
yeah, so we were, I was able to just put him in my truck with a wheelchair, regular wheelchair. Just I lifted him up inside. He
Hmm.
wasn't a very big man. Um, my wife was like, he has to go get his stuff and he needs your help. Um, why does he need my help? Right. So anyway, so I'm by
He's
myself
Wayne.
with this guy. I very barely know him. I knew of him, but I barely know him. And take him. I mean, what if something happened physically, right? I'm not equipped to help him, if he's got a leak or if he's got to use the bathroom. I'm like, oh,
The awkward situation.
right. It's kind of like that man rule, right? You don't, it's very
Yeah.
difficult for most people like myself to go and just say, man, can you hold it for me while I go pee? No, I'm not doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that's in that man rule. I'm not doing it, right? I'm not wiping your butt, right? Make sure you do a clean cut. You know, I know it's bad. I got it. I'm just saying.
Is it bad?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I'm just saying it's very difficult. Now, if it's somebody I know, my family or, where you have, you know, I don't know this guy. I didn't know him. I took him where he wanted to go, and he has me go in this house. Long story short, has me go in the house, retrieve his property that he's telling me is property. I have no proof it's his property, and then take him back.
mm-mm.
Let's just say the cops never came for me or anything like that. I don't think it
Yeah,
was. I think it was on the up and up, but I'm like, really, you're asking a lot, dude. And it's just a shoebox of stuff. It wasn't even
yeah,
like a big suitcases or, I'm like, all right, whatever.
yeah. How did you feel? I mean, how did you feel about the situation being kind of roped into? Did you feel a sense of obligation to this guy?
No, the only obligation I had was to my wife, right?
Your obligation was to your
My
wife.
wife
Okay,
asked me to help him. And
right.
he was grateful and everything like that. And I'm glad I was able to, that Wayne, you should do this for him. Your wife is right. Do what she asks of you. And I'm like, oh.
Y'all forgive me for laughing at this guy. This is hilarious
Well,
to me.
this is how we know.
Yeah, this is how we know him. Now I have a habit. This bubbly personality that he says I have, right? It's a detriment
It
because
is.
mugs just throw hooks. Every mug, I've told Wayne about this guy. This guy at the gas station, he done turned it into a running joke.
Well, that's because you
He's like,
like
hey
to.
man, he made me stop at the gas station and help this guy. Hey man, there's a guy at the gas station. Forgive me for using this lingo, but for lack of a better word, very limited vocabulary, but he's a bum. He's that guy. He when you look at his stature, I mean, he's physically healthy, but his mindset is like, yo, I'm not gonna work, and I'm going to prey upon the good Samaritan in every human that stops at this gas station. Yeah, he got a deep hook in me, man. I'm like, yeah, he got one of them hooks, man. That's got double hook. You definitely you hurt yourself trying to pull it out. So this cat, it's got quills on it. So he's
Mhm.
always waiting. Yo, man, what's up? Spot me a five. No, he always, hey, give me a 20. I'm like, nah, bro, you're not gonna get a 20. I'm gonna give you five, and the rest of the mugs that frequent this can fill in the rest. I'm doing my part, but I feel a sense of obligation to this dude, and I probably shouldn't. Cause he's like he's waiting on me. And he knows, hey, I'm gonna get something out of this guy. He can't resist me.
Yeah,
You
he's
know what I'm
like
saying? He
hiding
has this,
behind it. He sees you
yeah, he was
roll up
behind
in
the
the.
ice
He
machine.
sees
This
this
dude
truck
was,
rolling down the road. He's
yeah, there he
like,
is.
ka-choo.
And yeah, he told me the last time he saw me, he was like, dude, it's been a while since I've seen you. Like, I'm like, man, yeah. I didn't tell him I was avoiding, but I was. I started stopping
Mm,
at the shop to avoid this
mm,
cat.
yeah.
But I stopped there the other day and he was pumping some lady's gas, and I'm sure he was like, "Yo, gonna cost you, girl." But anyway, that guy,
He wasn't doing
he's
that for free. That's his job, man.
no, definitely not.
Panhandler.
And I got the worst, even though this situation with the wheelchair guys is pretty bad. But there was another guy when I was overseas, man. My wife at the time, I have to say at the time because I'm like Henry VIII.
Yeah.
How about Henry III? Let's go. If you can get the pun, I'm Henry III.
Four?
Backwards behavior.
Henry the Fourth? I don't know.
Henry the third, but I'm on the third.
Well, we
But
don't
anyway,
count the one. We don't count the one because you didn't go get the legal. You just got a phone call. Hey, uh,
I
you're
have some of your
you're
DNA.
it.
Some of your DNA. Lord forgive us. But anyway, that was a different time, different era. So anyway, this guy, my wife pulls up with this lady, right? And I don't know how my wife at the time, I need to say that because my current wife, I was like, who the heck you talking about? And so my wife at the time, it was 1980 something, she was like, hey, her husband's, their house burnt, not their house burnt down. Their house is full of smoke. What does that, okay, what does that mean? She was like, he was cooking hot dogs and he fell asleep and smoke went everywhere and all their belongings smelled like burnt hot dogs. Okay.
Oh my goodness! Really?
That's what happened, bro. Coincidentally, this dude worked, he was a cop. He worked on a different shift. And so she was like, can they come stay with us? What?
Is this
I don't know
overseas?
this dude. Huh?
Was this overseas?
Yeah, this is England. Can he come stay with us? Can they come stay with us? I'm like, there we go with this wanting to be a good human. I'm like, her husband will be here in a minute. Yo, dude, he shows up. Yo, dude, yeah, man, I was cooking hot dogs for the family, man. I dozed off, fell asleep, and I woke up in a billow of smoke, and everything smells like this. I'm like, oh my God. And, and they had this baby. This doggone baby was about 8 months old, right? No, it could crawl, okay, whatever age that is.
A
This
year
was the
old.
most sensitive baby I ever seen in my entire life. If you looked at it, it cried. If the sun got on it, it cried. If the wind changed direction, it cried. And they had a set of lungs on it, like a darn gorilla. I was
What does
like, oh my
Spicoli?
God.
What does Spicoli say?
Spicoli, hey dude, if you're here and this baby here is our baby. Yeah, man. So I got roped into that situation. We had an extra bedroom. We let them stay in it. They fuss and fought like cats and dogs.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? All the time. She wanted to go to the club. He didn't want to go to the club. And they're yelling, they're screaming. And then this baby is screaming. When they stop yelling, it starts. I was in hell. I was like, I just looked at my wife like at the time, make sure I always say that. I just looked at homegirl like, look at what love has gotten me. I've descended into hell. How long would a few weeks turned into a few months, bro. My wife at the time departed England before they moved out of my house. And then they had all their belongings. And I think the whole thing was a ruse. I never went to check out the place that he was living. I don't even know if it was true. Maybe he was just getting kicked out of his house because he wasn't paying his rent. I don't know. But that dude wound up staying with me. I like, look, bro, I'm moving out. I got orders to Shaw Air Force Base, and I'm leaving. You got to get this junk out of here. So,
Well, isn't it like if this is your time and it's my time, isn't
my
it like
time.
our
It's our
time?
time. Yeah, that's what it was. It was that type of situation.
Isn't this like if it's your place and I'm here, would it be like my place? So it's like our place?
He definitely did that. And this dude, man, oh my goodness. He got on my nerves all the time. Mm-mm-mm. And
I'm I'm
if
still
you're
trying to.
watching the show, person, I'm not going to even mention your name. Your name just popped in my head, and I don't really have a good memory with names, but it just popped into my head.
Is he on your
And it's
friends
like,
list? Is he on your friends list on Facebook?
he saw me on Facebook and friended me.
Oh,
And I was like, that's that dude. That's the dude that stayed with us with the hollering baby. I'm curious to ask that guy, where's that baby? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's grown
well, you got
now.
to be careful of that because maybe something bad happened. You never know. You know,
Yeah. I
you don't
might need
want
to
to
just
be.
scroll his page. I'm sure he's not with his wife. I'm sure that they argued all the time because he was kind of like a Samoan type dude. And she was a white American, if I can say that,
Sure.
Caucasian American.
Yeah,
But
doesn't
somehow they met
exist,
and
but
fucked.
okay.
Yeah, I don't want some group coming at me for saying Samoan. You know what I'm saying? Why it's
Pacific
got to be that? Why
Islander?
we gotta
Is he
say
Pacific
again?
Islander?
Yeah, he's an islander. You know what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying?
It's all, they don't like labels, but they want to be labeled. So
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
people don't like labels, want labels. We label and you're misgendering me, but,
Yeah,
um,
this human. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly.
Trying to paint a picture here, okay?
Yeah.
So you guys can kind of know what the
Well, that's like
the
I was telling
dynamics.
you. That's like we were talking. I was telling you about that. I was watching that. I don't know. Obviously, it's probably on YouTube. But the lady, she has 9 children, expecting triplets, and she was going on, she's on, I don't know, assistance. We'll use that financially. She's making breakfast for her 9 children and her. Let's just say she's not a small person, talking about.
You said she was had a
But
lot
she's
of
gonna be
DNA
expecting
inside her.
triplets, so I don't know, right? I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know how far along she was, but she's a big girl.
Right.
She's a big girl. And then how much food and money they were getting. It was all about. It was kind of going through the people that are scamming the government. In turn, people got to stop thinking of the government as a totally separate entity than we, the people. We are the government. We provide to the government funds and means, right? They look at the government, well, it ain't my money, it's the government's money, right? Negative. It's your money.
You know, what you're saying that is like what that lady and people like her is doing to the government
Well,
is
I'm
what
not.
these guys I just described was doing to me. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
whether you're the
Yeah.
government, you're the
Yeah.
government.
I mean,
Yeah.
as an isolated individual, I feel compelled, and so does the government. They feel we the people feel compelled to help those that's less fortunate than us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have these individuals taking advantage of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Mine is just a small scale. You know what I'm saying? I've had a few people in my life, that I had
Mm-hmm.
to attack the guy at the gas station that hides behind the ice machine and waits on me. This guy that burned the hot dogs. And who was the other guy? It was another guy that I had mentioned.
Oh,
All of these bugs, all these bad boys, man. Yeah. Oh, the guy in
the
the wheelchair. That guy.
yeah,
So I
and
got,
I'm not saying that this person didn't deserve or need this assistance. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying at all. But a lot of people got an uproar. You heard that they're imposing some 20-hour work that you are supposed to. complete. How about they do that to continue getting their welfare, sustenance,
Man,
subsistence.
they probably waived that stuff, man. Somebody put a post on Facebook. I saw it this morning. It was saying something to the effect that talking about slavery. Slavery is work without pay, and the other slavery is pay without work. I was like,
Mhm.
dang, that's heavy metal. He
Well,
was
that's
like,
what,
this is a form of slavery as well.
right.
If you're
There's
getting
people that,
paid without working, it's
yeah,
slavery.
people feel that way because they don't feel that they're ever, it's just enough to keep them from needing to change their lifestyle, right? Just enough to keep them comfortable, but more than enough to keep them from going and searching for employment, right?
This lady with 9 kids, them kids probably got her handicap. She can't work. By the math
Yeah.
that I do, she is never going to be able to work. 9 kids, 9 kids, she's not going to be able to work.
With
Daycare alone.
triplets, three on the way.
Yeah, she's making sure it's going to be at least 18 more years that she don't have to work. You know what I'm saying? So she's
Yeah.
not going to work. But then she's going to be like, you think this is not work, these 9 kids? Wait, you made these nine
Well,
kids.
yeah, that's work, but at what
Yeah,
point
it's
where's it
self-inflicted work.
mine or yours or any other taxpayer's responsibility to make sure that she could feed her nine, almost 12 kids?
Man, in a while, if you was a doggone lion and you had 9 cubs, about 6 of them bad boys was gonna die. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You're not gonna be able to keep all of these bad boys. You got too many. But we're humans. We can't think like that. We can't even say that. This pecan tree produced too many pecans. Guess what happened to the ones that didn't get eaten? Or the ones that don't found them what that don't seed themselves. They rot. You made too many. There's not enough consumers for these bad boys. So that's that's the human thing, man. What do you
Yeah.
do? What do
Well, I
you
mean, the
do?
thing is that they should limit, right?
But then you do that, you got communism. You know what I'm saying? You got another form of
Well,
government.
no, I don't think so. I think if you tell people that you're getting this sustenance because you have one or two children. Three children, we don't. It doesn't increase. You still get it, but it doesn't increase.
Yeah, well, somebody gonna lobby and say, you took care of these 2 kids. Now we got another human on the planet. You're just telling me we're not gonna take care of this other human.
No, we're not going to give you any more money because you have three instead of two. We're not going to give you any more money. It's not
Yeah,
what the system is designed for. The system is not designed to sustain you throughout your entire life. It's not designed to do that.
yeah, but like I say, you're infringing upon you know what I'm saying? I
No,
know
no,
I
we're
get what
not
you're
infringing
saying,
on
but I'm just
nothing.
saying the argument is gonna be made that I made a mistake and had another I gotta get my tubes tied. What am I supposed
Yeah,
to do? You know what I'm saying? You're forcing this is China. China
good,
limits you to like two
good.
cases.
I want to say, I want to cuss it right now, but no. I'm just saying, if you keep increasing their benefits while you're just encouraging them to make a baby making machine, this is how I make my living.
Yeah,
I'm just
but
saying,
the same rule that what I'm saying is I'm not saying I condone it, but I'm saying the rule that we have in place for the 2 children is what's causing us to have the same rule for the other 7. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
if they know they're not, if I'm telling you, if they know, if you change the rule, we only cover up to two children. Anything over that, it's on you. You're going to have to make things work. They just got
What
to
if they just
change the
say,
rule.
what if they say we're not covering any children? None. We're gonna look, we're gonna grandfather you must just in you in. But
Well,
from
that,
henceforth,
yeah,
your children is your responsibility.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna cut it off. If you're 15 years old, and you don't have any kids, you might want to be wise before you have some. Because we're not giving
Well,
you
that's not
jack.
going to happen. That's
I know
not
it's
going to
not gonna
happen.
happen. Of course it's
No.
not gonna happen. I'm just saying. But if you're gonna do it, because you let, like they say, the camel's nose is in the tent. It was only a few, it's only a matter of time before the body gets in there. So you've done it for one, so you got to do it for two, you got to do it for three. You've done it. Either you cut it off completely and don't do it, or you keep doing it. Because that the first baby got the same rates as baby number seven. You know what I'm saying? You can't discriminate. Yeah, I think you have to just cut it off. You have to just like, yo, we're not gonna do it. We're gonna grandfather
It,
this thing in.
yeah, it's sort of like when this thing does it because we don't pay attention to the time and it
Yeah.
just cuts us off mid sentence. So, what speaking of, we have like 3 minutes. So, three
Dang it.
minutes and, yeah, 3 minutes. So,
It went quick, man. Shucks, man.
no, I
Well,
think if
shoot.
you really, just to hit home with this, on my opinion, that because you don't limit, you incentivize them having more children because then they get increased benefits. I don't know the exact rule on that. I'm just guessing, um,
Yeah, I don't know
but
either.
they're bringing home more money a week than probably I do or you
Uh,
do.
I went to the
Just
stopped at this convenience
for
store.
sustenance.
Yeah. And this thing says, we take EBT cards.
Oh,
I
that's
kind
where
of
this is
giggle.
whole derived from with EBT. But again, it's
I
helping
kind of
people. It's all about helping
it is.
people, man.
It's you're helping, it's humans helping humans.
Helping people, right?
Yeah.
Become dependent on the Democrat. I mean, the government.
Like, and it's like, dang man. Hey, let you watchers, let me know if I'm evil, okay?
You
Let
evil.
me know if I'm evil. You know what I'm saying? I got
You,
these two
me,
voices behind my head. Yeah,
evil.
no.
Yeah.
Am I
It's like
evil?
the the angel and the devil on your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's right. So am I evil? Have I said anything evil? I want you guys to, from independently helping some individuals and feeling like they're taking advantage of me, or am I just being selfish? You don't
Yeah.
want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Sharp, you really don't want to help nobody. You just feel it's the American thing to do. You don't really care. You know what I'm saying? What's your motive, Sharp? No, I really do want to help people. But at the same time, I got stuff to do. I got to help myself too, right?
Yeah.
I allocated as much time as I could to this individual. I felt he took advantage of me.
Yes. On that thought, for all those that have unfriended me or left me because of my political belief, how much are eggs now? How's the economy? And on that note, we have like less than 30 seconds. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Hey, appreciate you guys. But let me
Yeah.
know, am I evil?
You evil. You evil. Thanks for watching. Hope everybody has a great week. God bless.
God bless.